everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. Today we got Sunny V2 video, and this is one that's a personal thing to me because I find the person we're talking about here a bit insufferable and I don't like him. So we'll get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. This is KidBehindACamera, YouTube's biggest leech from Sunny V2. We won't get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, subscribe button, comment, thing down below. Let's go.
There's a major problem on YouTube where you have to clickbait, and if you don't clickbait, viewership is going to drop and interaction drops.
1 week after his father's death, and he already has to clickbait his dead father.
I have to clickbait every video.
I hate his videos, and it's because he just clickbaits, they're boring, they're fake.
I don't want to have to clickbait. I wish YouTube wasn't the platform that it is now.
And the clickbait has just gotten worse and worse over the past couple years.
Everybody is calling the vlogs that I upload lately clickbait. And you know what I'm talking about. Chances are you're one of the people that said it. Everything that I upload, clickbait, this is clickbait, oh look, more clickbait, and every time...
The beauty of the internet is that it usually rewards excellence and...
So he argues clickbait, but then also like... Bro, you know you're clickbaiting. You also know you're clickbaiting. You can't even argue it. You just try to come up with some bullshit. You fucking asshole. Oh, he pisses me off so much because I'm a fan of Angry Grandpa's channel. I was a fan of Angry Grandpa's channel. Friend Chris introduced me to the Angry Grandpa's channel. I introduced my nephew to the Angry Grandpa channel. It's a fun thing to watch. The issue, this guy on the screen right here, because when Angry Grandpa died, he does not know how to do YouTube content. He doesn't. That's the problem, and no one will address. That's the issue. He doesn't know how to do it, so he clickbaits, because it's the only way he can get engagement, because no one actually wants to support him. So yeah, he's the problem here. Because he doesn't actually know how to do YouTube content. He can't do anything interesting. He hasn't made an interesting YouTube content fucking, I don't think, at all since his grandpa died. Dipshit.
punishes liars, cheaters, and just general scumbags. In a YouTube setting, for example, there's only so far you can go with your clickbait before you're called out on your lunacy. And I think that day is long past for KidBehindACamera. If you haven't heard of KidBehindACamera, he's basically what remains of the Angry Grandpa show following Angry Grandpa's death in late 2017. However, since Angry Grandpa passed away, KidBehindACamera has been constantly criticized for exploiting his death for views.
48 hours after he dies, you have a t-shirt that says, "Rest in peace, Grandpa." Is that a real thing? Is that a real t-shirt you have?
On top of this, the provision of clickbait on KidBehindACamera's channel has slowly led numerous people to boycott.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you're watching 123 different videos of KidBehindACamera and you're shocked you're being clickbaited, I think there's a problem with you. That's fucked. Low-key clickbait and that's just fucked up.
Of the content, a move that's slowly decaying the reputation of KidBehindACamera in case it isn't already bad enough.
Let's talk about the clickbait nature of your videos, because this is the thing I saw most frequently.
I find Boogie interviewing anyone fucking hilarious. Boogie interviewing anyone is fucking hilarious, because you're a whole other discussion, Mr. Boogie.
Our house is for sale, we're broke. This is the standard kind of clickbaity title that you might see on pretty much any of KidBehindACamera's videos. However, upon clicking the video, it's an awfully filmed drinking pool water prank with acting levels so bad that it could probably be sent in as an audition for The Room 2.
That's actually really good. Oh, I'm not watching The Room. I need to watch that, but I know it's a really shitty movie. I did not hit her. I did not.
It like de-ages you within like 24 hours by 7 years.
Are you serious?
Yes. How have you not heard about this? It's like the newest thing.
What?
I'm actually kind of starting to see why people watch this. It's like so bad that it's kind of good. But seriously, did Kid Behind a Camera get the boys from Ock TV to come over and do some acting lessons with them?
This is Ock TV.
Seems like almost everyone watching is thinking the same thing as well. Some of these comments. Terry T says, y'all have enough money that you could buy acting lessons. And I agree with this comment to some extent. Maybe not with the buying acting lessons part, but after producing garbage content like this for years, surely you'd get a little bit better at producing a more convincing scenario. This kind of dialogue and acting level could probably be pumped out by a kid with a new camera. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt on this.
Sonny, I've always supported you. If you have that was shameful by you. You should be ashamed of yourselves by that one. That joke's awful.
This is only the first part of the video. Maybe in later parts of the video they do reveal some consistency with the title by revealing that they are in fact selling their house and are broke. Let's examine the first half of the title, the statement that they're selling their house. Then let's watch the video to see if this is actually the case.
We're not selling our house. No, this is not the time to do it because we're gonna get over if we do it right now. You're not selling our house because this happens every year.
Okay, so you've actually blatantly said in the video, no, you're not selling your house, and you've also made it very clear in the video that you have no intention of selling your house. The title proclaiming that you're selling your house was actually just a real estate agent dropping their card off saying that they offer real estate agent services. Alright, so that's proven the first half of the title to be clickbait. You're clearly not selling your house. What about the second half of the title, we're broke, in big asterisks?
We're good. We have a lot of money. Loads of
I
it.
don't want to talk about money. We're gonna be broke, Bridget, okay?
Michael, we're good.
Ad rates are pretty low right now. Views are in the toilet. We might want to talk about it.
Michael, honey, we are fine. I check monthly. Honey, we're good.
Okay, so not only are they not...
Yeah, they're just like, look, we don't need to worry about money. We're not even close. We're not like the rest of these peasants. We got some... Michael, we got so much money, Michael, we got so much money, you don't even worry about it, honey. We're not like the rest of these peasant pieces of shit. We got all our money.
Broke, they're actually saying quite the contrary. They're saying they're very financially sound. Even going so far as to say that they have a lot of money. So considering all that, I guess I'll rephrase the title for you guys, and I'll do this for free considering you are broke. Or wait, maybe you're not, because looking at your social blade between Angry Grandpa and Kid Behind a Camera, you're gaining about 30 million views per month. At $2 per 1,000 views, that's about 60 grand a month. Plus throw in merch sales, and you're probably bordering about $1 million per year. And not that there's anything wrong with having money, like quite the contrary, more power to you. But earning almost $1 million a year and putting in your title that you're broke just to get clicks is a little disingenuous to me. Perhaps a more appropriate title would be, a real estate agent put a card in our mailbox asking if we want to sell. We don't want to sell our house, we have money. In Kid Behind a Camera's interview with Boogie2988 back in 2018, his justification for the clickbait was that without the clickbait, it just wasn't as interesting.
But my question is, why do you do that? What's the point? Well, most basic answer I can give right now, just to that one point, is what else am I going to call the video?
So here's another thought. Here's a thought for you, kid. Here's a thought for you, Michael. Michael, you know what you could do? Be interesting. You lazy shit. Do anything of interest. Do anything. If you do anything interesting, it will get attention. It will get views. If you do anything of interest, and I mean anything interesting. The problem is you don't, because you're not interesting. Nothing about you or anyone around you is interesting. The only interesting person around you died. And now you don't know what the fuck to do. So...
Kissed Boogie2988, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Except unless you... The only time thing is when you fucking want to be interested is when you use the name of the fucking dad of yours that's fucking dead. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Sure, that's not as interesting though. Like...
So by this dogma, you're saying that I can call this video whatever I want as long as it's interesting at the end of the day. How about Kid Behind a Camera has died? How about Angry Grandpa returns from the dead? How about Kid Behind a Camera, Angry Grandpa, Hospital Rap Battle collab featuring Eminem and Tupac Shakur? There's no limitation to what I call it, guys, because if I call it something else, it just wouldn't be as interesting. It's the same argument that like idiotic feminists use on things like the gender pay gap. There's only one reason for the difference in men and women's pay. gender. It's a stupid single-layer argument that fails to take into account all the other equally important factors just because it makes sense on a super basic level. There's only one reason I need click.
Well, in fairness, it's because Michael is super fucking basic. That's all. He's super fucking basic.
But because it's not as interesting without it. No, there's way more at play here. Let's look a little bit further.
There's a major problem on YouTube where you have to clickbait, and if you don't clickbait, viewership is going to drop and interaction drops and everything.
Again, he's saying this the wrong way. You can still...
Who did you get this information from? Because, as far as I know, most YouTubers I know don't clickbait, and they do fucking fine. The only ones who don't are clickbaited pieces of shit who don't have anything fucking interesting to say. Like you, Michael.
Get viewers by having an enticing title and thumbnail, then matching good content with that enticing title and thumbnail. However, the problem is it's hard to match good content with an enticing title and thumbnail if the content isn't good.
I don't want to have to clickbait. I wish YouTube wasn't the platform that it is now where I have to clickbait every video. I don't want to do that, man.
The issue is not with YouTube. The issue is that you need to clickbait when your content is completely uninteresting. It's so easy to blame YouTube and just say, oh yeah, it's YouTube's fault that I need a clickbait, not mine at all. Of course, that's the easiest possible solution. Just blame someone else. And if Darkside Phil has told us anything, it's that blaming YouTube and not yourself kills a channel pretty damn quickly because you're expecting something massive to change like YouTube. You can't change YouTube, you can only change yourself.
60,000 videos on YouTube and you're still broke. Yeah, you're right. You want to know why, Tower Cat? Because YouTube f***ed me.
And that's just the classic case of refusing to take responsibility. Look, I'll point out the real reason why KidBehindACamera needs to clickbait.
It's because he's fucking boring as piss.
His content is garbage, that's why. And
That's another good way to do that. Say that too. His content is garbage.
here's a supporting theory for that. KidBehindACamera's new video was hyped on Twitter in 14 different tweets. KidBehindACamera clearly knew that by his standard, this new video was a good video comparative to the rest. So the result? No clickbait. Big surprise. Now, obviously, one video isn't rock solid evidence. However, I find it interesting that how bad the video seems to correlate pretty well with how hard it's clickbaited on the KidBehindACamera channel. The second and possibly more insidious thing that KidBehindACamera has been criticized for is the financial exploitation of Angry Grandpa's death.
48 hours after he dies, you have a t-shirt that says, "Rest in peace, Grandpa." Is that a real thing? Is that a real t-shirt you had?
Now, this part is a difficult topic to cover because ethics aren't really universal. What might seem ethical to someone might not seem ethical to someone else. Like, for example, in the clickbait option, we can just go through, we can have a look at a few different videos, and we can pretty easily tell if it's clickbait or not. But with this next part, you really have to take morality into account. I think the best way to cover this is to lay out the scenario and the facts, and then I'll let you draw your own conclusion. Following Angry Grandpa's death in December 2017, KidBehindACamera uploaded the video RIP Angry Grandpa, announcing that Angry Grandpa had unfortunately passed away.
Today, we lost Angry Grandpa.
Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with uploading a video letting everyone know that the person who the channel was based on had passed away. There had to be some kind of announcement, and I don't think a community or Twitter post would have sufficed. So there's really nothing wrong with uploading a video. Even with monetization, I don't really see too much of a problem. However, there was something else included in the video description that sparked a bit of controversy. A link to RIP Angry Grandpa merch. Now, obviously, depending on who you ask, this might have crossed the line. But in my opinion, it's like, could you really do anything that would exploit the death of your own dad more than selling merch relating to their passing? KidBehindACamera's justification for this was that he didn't design the t-shirts and that it was a different company called Broadband TV.
That's not me. I don't design the t-shirts. That was Broadband TV.
However, in my opinion,
you posted the link. You posted the link. What the fuck do you mean? You posted the link. You made sure that everyone knew this merch was there. You did that.
this kind of statement doesn't really justify it all though. You still gave the go-ahead at the end of the day. The merch was still being sold under your branding and channel. You can't blame another company for the design and then use that as justification to exploit your own dad's death to sell merch. In the next part, it was explained that it was Angry Grandpa himself wanting KidBehindACamera to sell RIP Angry Grandpa merch to honor his own death after passing.
He said, Mike, I don't know how much longer I got, so talk to the people and see if they can work with a tribute shirt.
Now, firstly, I'm not really sure how believable I find this to be. I guess it makes sense, but if it's true, then I still don't really think it excuses it. It's just another classic example of the old, if Angry Grandpa told you to jump off a cliff, would you do it? Just because Angry Grandpa said it might be a good idea.
Also, it's okay to set up a tribute t-shirt. Don't do it the day you announce his death, the link is there. That's not what you do. You fucking give some time. You heal first, then you do that.
It still doesn't really make it ethical. Then, since this incident, there's been more arguments about whether or not the continuation of the Angry Grandpa channel is ethical. KidBehindACamera has been consistently uploading old Angry Grandpa videos to the channel since his death, which on one hand you might say is perfectly fine because that's what the channel is called. I mean, it is the Angry Grandpa show after all. But then on the other hand, you might say that it's pretty scummy to capitalize on his name now that it's more valuable considering he's no longer alive. It poses a question asked excellently by Red Fox Comms.
When you look at how many times KidBehindACamera uses his grandpa's name for views in every single video, it starts to become a question of whether it's paying respects to grandpa or whether it's using his dead name for relevancy.
And it's a great question, where's the line? At what point does it transcend respect and turn into a battle for KidBehindACamera's personal relevancy? Well, it was Colossal is Crazy's opinion that he was certainly milking it.
There's a YouTuber at the moment. Recently, one of his parents has passed away. He made a video on it, which is fine, but he's now gone on to make about 3 videos about it. It might even be 4. And if you end up watching them, I think it's fair to say he's milking it.
We've seen people like J-Station get literally driven off the website for doing things such as faking his girlfriend's death.
And we're gonna say our last goodbyes to Alexa.
Okay, I don't like Michael. They're not the same situations. Faking a death is different than taking advantage of a death. Faking a death is just fucked up because the person's alive. But you're milking a death that isn't there. You're talking about a death that didn't happen. Michael actually experienced death in his father. He just doesn't know how to let the fucking thing go.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't even think it's that bad. Like, every single thing on that entire channel is fake. Why would you expect that to be any different? But why have very few people ever called KidBehindACamera out on actually exploiting his own dad's death for views and merch sales? I mean, which is really worse? Faking your girlfriend's death on a channel that everyone knows is fake?
That's it right there.
Or exploiting your actual dead father for views and merch sales posthumously?
Crazy to think that I started that album the night he passed away, and now it's available for pre-order. You know what I mean?
But again, as previously discussed,
No one looks at him as a hero.
it really can be an argument as to whether it is actual exploitation. But with comments such as this, I think you could probably argue that it's exploitation. Regardless, KidBehindACamera, I find your provision of clickbait and financial exploitation on your YouTube channel to be fairly reprehensible. I guess if you're still getting the views and a consistent enough watch time to keep a good audience, then more power to you. But do you not see that you're potentially risking the long-term integrity of your channel for short-term views? The comments on your YouTube channel already indicate that everyone's fed up with the clickbait BS, and the general response videos on YouTube show that everyone's pretty fed up with the Angry Grandpa exploitation as well. Your argument is that the ride or die ones don't care about the titles and will watch regardless.
The ones that are ride or die with us, they don't care about the titles. Because are they gonna get annoyed? Yeah, it's a crappy title. That sucks.
But I'll finish the video with this question. How long are the ride or die ones gonna be ride or die ones if every single video they're watching they get a little bit more annoyed with you? How many times do the ride...
I think at this point I just wish he disappeared from the internet. I'll say it. I wish he disappeared from the internet. Mr. KidBehindACamera.
Ride or die ones have to get clickbaited before they realize that they're just there to be plucked for more views. And finally, honest question, where do you realistically see your channel in the future if you keep up this kind of behavior?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think of KidBehindACamera, YouTube's biggest leech, in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all for the next one.